All right. Good morning, guys. Today is Monday. What is it? That's the date, actually. Uh, the 20th. Monday the 20th. Awesome. Back with the next chapter of When You Reach Me. Next chapter is called Things in an Elevator. Things in an Elevator. Here we go. New Year's Day was weirdly warm and sunny. Remember, they're in New York City, so the winters in New York are often cold, snowy, and things like that, too. So New Year's Day was weirdly warm and sunny. Sal's basketball was going strong by about noon in the morning. I sneaked a look down into the alley and saw him running back and forth in just a t-shirt and a pair of sweatpants. He was wearing the watch Louisa had given him for Christmas. She'd come up to show it to us beforehand. It was kind of old fashioned with Roman numerals and a leather band, and I hadn't been sure Sal would like it, but it looked like he did. Mom was sleeping late. I wrote her a note. I went out. I'll get you a bagel, I wrote. The laughing man wasn't on the corner. Maybe he didn't work on holidays. Bell's was closed. Everything felt kind of peaceful and sad and deserted. My feet carried me to school, which was closed, of course. The yard gate was open, and I went in and sat on the jungle gym for a few minutes, letting myself feel uh, how strange it was to be there alone. I was sort of deliberately trying to weird myself out, I think, to get my energy up to call Anne Marie. 10 days of silence had grown into a question that my brain shouted against my head. Is Anne Marie even your friend anymore? There was a payphone on the corner. I had a dime in my coat pocket. As I dialed, I noticed someone leaning over the garbage can across the street. When he pulled himself upright, I saw it was the laughing man. He stood there with his hands on his hips, looking down at the garbage. I quickly turned my back to him, worried that he might recognize me and come over. The receiver of the payphone was cold against my ear. Uh, Only after it started ringing did it occur to me that my mother was sleeping. Anne Marie's parents might be sleeping too. Yellow? Anne Marie's dad answered the phone. He sounded as if he'd been up for hours, just sitting by the phone, hoping it would ring. Hi, it's Miranda. Hi, Miranda. Happy New Year. Hi, I mean, Happy New Year to you too. I was wondering if Anne Marie was there. She is, but she's in the shower. Are you by any chance outside, Anne Marie? It sounds like you might be at a payphone. Oh, yeah, I am actually. Um, yeah, I'm. Oh, sorry. In our neighborhood? Yeah, I'm right by the school. Well, come on over. I'm pouring you some orange juice right now. Uh, okay. You can surprise Anne Marie. Would I ever? I walked up the hill. When the sunlight seemed to touch everything, like it was a hyper kid running all over a toy store, it bounced off the dirty metal lamppost, the shiny brass awning posts, even the sunglasses of a woman walking her dogs with a cup of coffee in one hand. Everything shined. Miss Miranda, Happy New Year! Anne Marie's doorman was standing just outside the building's polished doors. He smiled and waved at me. On the way up, it hit me that it was truly strange to come over here without talking to Anne Marie first. But uh, at the exact same time I got nervous about that, I also got this other feeling, which I can only describe as love for Anne Marie's elevator. The wood paneling, the cloth covered stool in one corner, the little bell that went off every time you passed another floor. It was all so nice and cozy that I thought it would be wonderful to stay inside it forever, or at least sit down on the little stool and close my eyes for a while. The whole thing was beyond weird. and then the elevator stopped on Anne Marie's floor. And of course, I got out, because that's what people do when the elevator gets to their floor. Anne Marie answered the door in her robe with wet hair. Hi, I started. I just called to say Happy New Year, and your dad said, she smiled. Come on in. It was the best morning. Anne Marie showed me her Christmas presents. She had all kinds of cool art stuff, and we ended up spreading it all over the dining room table and drawing comic strips on this special comic strip paper that came with stickers for talking bubbles and thinking bubbles. And then her mom showed us how to make origami frogs, and I was actually good at it. Meanwhile, her dad kept bringing in these plates of bacon, and for me, French toast strips I could eat with my hands. Then Mom called. I completely forgotten about her. She was frantic, she was angry, and she was coming to get me. Even Anne Marie's dad looked mad. Better get your coat on, he said. Then I hung up the phone, even though my mom couldn't possibly get to Anne Marie's house that fast. So I waited by the door, overheating in my coat, and Anne Marie waited with me. So, about what happened at Jimmy's, I said. You know, I really never meant what he thought I meant, not for 1 second. She looked at the floor. I totally believe you, and I don't know why I said the things I said, about money. It was so stupid. It's okay. I was grateful that you had something. Uh, I was so sorry. It's okay. I was grateful she had something to apologize for. It didn't really occur to me to think about how it had actually made me feel. But I have thought about it since then. It didn't make me feel good. We heard the elevator ding, and I opened Anne Marie's front door before Mom had a chance to ring the bell. I thought I might be able to escape without Anne Marie's parents talking to her. No such luck. Jerry? Mom called out, and Anne Marie's dad came rushing over saying, Oh, you're here. I didn't hear the bell. I'm so sorry about this, Mom said. No, I'm sorry. I had no idea. It'll never happen again. Always check with you first. They cross-talked for a little while, then hit one of those natural breaks in the conversation and both turned to look at me. Let's go, Mom said coldly, and I said, thanks for having me. And Anne Marie's dad smiled at me, but only because he's the nicest person on earth. The elevator opened right up, so there was no awkward waiting. I was on the way down, I knew I should apologize, but I just waited for Mom to jump all over me. Instead, she burst into tears, which made me cry. We were both, so we both cried through the lobby, past the doorman, and out into the sunlight, where we magically stopped. She took a deep breath and looked at me. I was scared, she said. When you didn't come back, I got really scared. Don't ever do that again. I nodded. Okay, she said. Now what? I don't know, I said. Maybe a movie? So that's what we did. We went to the movies and ate candy and popcorn and held hands for a few minutes on the way home. The laughing man was at his regular post, doing his kicks into the street. When he saw us, he yelled, Smart kid! But having Mom there made it different, like walking down the street with a blanket wrapped around me. Richard was leaning against our building, reading a newspaper. Hey, he said, we had a plan. Did you forget about me? He made a sad face, and Mom said, Oh no, how late am I? And he looked at me, and we both started laughing. Richard said, Seriously? Would it kill you to just give me a key? And Mom shrugged and said, "It was only 33. Sorry, And mom shrugged and said it was only 33, and she didn't much feel like going upstairs anyway. So we turned around and went to eat at the diner, which was full of people just waking up and having breakfast. The next chapter is called Things You Realize. So that's all for the next chapter there. Again, feel free to leave comments about the chapter. If you haven't read the previous chapter, read that one first. I should have said that at the beginning of the video. Yep. All right. Talk to you later.